What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am your host, Big Joe, and alongside me, as always, we got the co-host Julio the Don. Tell him what's up, Julio.
What it do, baby?
I'll tell you what it do, baby. It's April Fool's Day,
Not April Fool's Day.
and there's been a lot of rumors about Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones really getting together and
Mm-hmm.
discussing this contract, fam. And what's so surprising to me is Jerry Jones in the past has been a guy that's like, I like to negotiate with my players. I don't like getting the agents involved. Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones, it appears, have been meeting together. We've seen a lot of outings with Micah and Jerry together, and apparently they're negotiating and some things are getting done. Now, I do have, courtesy of ABC and ESPN, I do have a video that we're about to play here. We'll play the first like 5 minutes of it and
Okay.
just kind of give you an idea. Jerry had a press conference today, and this is kind of what he was getting into when they asked him about Micah Parsons' new contract.
Brian Schottenheimer this morning. He said he had spoken to Micah, expected him to be part of OTAs to a greater extent than he was last year. What is his status as far as negotiations right now, and do you have those same expectations as far as the offseason program?
Well, I know that I've spent 5-6 hours with him myself and had a lot of discussions. Most of the issues are in agreement on, and I've discussed it all. And so, but we obviously don't have an agreement relative to a new contract. Michael's under contract, and so we'll see how that goes. It's not uncommon for me to visit directly with players, and in this particular case, that's the way I'm doing it.
Why is he easy to work with in that sense, being able to talk to him?
Not necessarily easy, it's just that we can have a good communication, and we communicate well. And he asked for it. He's one of the few people that have my personal cell number.
When you say,
and I called and he called about an appointment, and I called him back, and he was over in Abu Dhabi, and said it's going to take me about 24 hours to get back, but we'll talk.
when you say most of the issues you have an agreement on, you're talking about money?
Of course,
Yes.
but the contract issues,
Right.
but term,
Yes.
guarantees, money, all those things. We've had a meeting of the minds on.
Why have you not had that same meeting in mind with his agent?
Well, I don't know that, it's I'm the one who has to sign the check, and Michael's the one that has to agree to it. So that's the straightest way to get there is the one writing the check and the one agreeing to it talking. And that's the principle that's involved here. And I understand all the other issues, but as you know, it's not uncommon for me to negotiate directly with players, and I've done that. And so we are there. I don't view it as urgent at all. And
Man, that
some
sounds
say,
familiar.
using the basis that the earlier you get something done, the cheaper. Well, the earlier you get something done, a lot of times the more mistakes you make. And you might want to see a few more cards played, not just with that particular negotiation, but with the whole team. And so I know I'm kind of being a little defensive here, but the idea that the only success is getting a contract done at an early time is incorrect. And I'd
This
rather
gives you a
pay
lot about
more
Jerry's mindset.
and get it
Oh,
right
yeah.
than I had pay less and screw it up.
See, he said, I'd rather
And so
pay
you
more
can
and
screw
get
it up
right.
real good. You
Pay
can
less and
go
mess
too early and misread athletic ability. You can mislead availability for the future. You can get a lot of things screwed up by going early. And any contract that's worth noting, as you well know, it takes two to have an agreement. But more importantly, 9 times out of 10, if I wanted to close it, I'd close it. And we don't, because we're looking
Facts.
for other cards to be played.
Is it fair to say, I know you don't want to put a timetable on it, but is it fair to say at this stage you're farther along in the parameters of an extension than you were with, say, C.D. Lamb last year at this point?
Yes, I'd say that's the case, which doesn't mean that necessarily we'll have anything done by training camp or at any time in the future, because he's under contract for the next year. So, but the point is, we have had very good discussions, and we've had a real good meeting of the minds.
With Dak and his health, how do you think he is right now? And will he?
So we'll leave it right there. Just
Mhm.
just some things that Jerry's mentioned though, man,
Mhm.
during that press conference was he's like, I'm not in any hurry to get it done.
Nope. Sounds familiar.
The fact that he's like years, terms, like all those terms, years,
Mhm.
money, all that, we're in agreement on. He also mentioned that David Mulugheta, which is Micah's agent,
Is irrelevant,
it's
basically.
irrelevant. He's
Yeah.
not a part of these talks.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm known as somebody that likes to negotiate specifically with the player.
Directly. Yeah.
So the fact that he's doing this lets me believe A, Mike is listening.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's interested. B, this could be a situation where Micah turns into like a Lamar Jackson type situation, and a couple of other NFL players that have represented themselves. Why pay 10% to an agent
Mm-hmm.
when you could just go directly to the source, get what
Mm-hmm.
you want,
Yeah.
and keep that 10%?
Yeah.
Micah
And,
said,
and
I
you
don't
have
think
to
he's planning
remember.
on playing past 30, so this is his contract.
Yeah, and you have to remember that Jerry is a businessman at the end of the day. He
Jerry
is.
gonna take care of you if he wants.
Yeah, Jerry's going to take care of you if he wants to, but also he's a businessman. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. Now, I know we give him a lot of flack for not doing contracts early enough, because in the public's eye, in our eyes, as the fans' eyes, it's like, why are we waiting so long? We could utilize these extra funds or close deals quicker if we can do this and that and the other. But if you listen to the way he articulates the strategy that he has behind it, it's like, I would rather take longer and get it right than to rush it and get something signed and then for it to be all wrong.
Right.
So I understand where he's coming from. Of course, from a fan's perspective, I'm like, why the hell can't we just close this fucking deal and get it over with and
Right.
know what we
I mean,
have
I don't
to
understand what
play
he
with?
if you're that like locked in, right? We have
Hmm.
all these terms and we're in good shape. Then what are you gonna get wrong
Yeah.
at this point?
To me, I think it's more or less of a, like he said, I want to see what all the cards are. He wants to wait till the river, basically. He's playing Texas Hold'em. Right now they're on the turn.
Yeah,
They're waiting.
we done passed the flop.
Yeah, we don't pass the flop. He's on the turn right now, and he's waiting for that river card to see what he's going to end up with. To see, am I going to go all in? Am I just, this is what I'm betting? Am I folding? What am I doing at this
Yeah.
point?
I do, what could be holding it up, I think, is Stephen Jones has been talking a lot about a number 2 wide receiver. I really do think that maybe what the holdup is the Cowboys are looking to get a number 2, a solid number 2 for CD and Dak.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, we don't want to fully commit yet, Micah, just because Micah's thing has always been, I'll take less if we get some help.
Yeah.
Put that money to use and
Yeah.
I'll take less. Maybe this is part of that whole thing is we have an agreement, but in order to get it over the finish line,
Is this
we have
going
to
back
show
to
Micah.
Is this going back to what we had discussed previously as far as, would you trade up to get what was the kid's name?
Travis Hunter?
Travis Hunter in the draft? Would you trade up, or would you give a little extra just to get up there and pick him up? I mean, is
I
that
mean, I
is
don't
that
know,
playing
man.
towards that?
I don't know if it's that or it's, hey, we know there's an established number 2 out there that we can we're working on. And
Yeah.
Steven did say that we're working on
Yeah.
some trades.
Mm-hmm.
So the Cowboys have been doing things a little bit differently. Jerry hasn't really
Yeah.
spoken a lot. This is the first time he's spoken, and he's dropping a lot of knowledge on everybody. All you got to do is sit
Yeah.
back and listen. The other thing that he said in this interview was, "There's never been a time when there was something I wanted that I really wanted and I
Hmm.
didn't get."
Yeah.
So he's letting you know, if I want Micah, I'm gonna get him.
Yeah. That's a fact.
If I want this, that, and third, I'm gonna get it.
Oh yeah. Th-
So it's
Jerry.
ultimately just kind of getting through to him, like, this is what we want. Make it seem like
Exactly.
this is what we want. And if he's got his mind on, I want that, he's gonna get it.
Exactly. I mean, again, we all know Jerry's a businessman. He's a smart guy. I mean, we wouldn't be the highest grossing franchise in the league if it wasn't so.
In
He's
American sports,
in
yes.
American sports, yes. So I won't I'm not gonna question what Jerry does. Now, as far as Steven goes, we already know Steven is Steven. He's just looking to see what the bottom dollar is. Like,
Yeah, but
okay,
he's never spoken like this.
that's true.
I'm gonna just say it like this,
Okay,
guys. We talk a lot of shit about
we
how
do.
these guys don't know what the hell they're doing. They're cat boys and they don't
Hmm.
care about the players and the fans. Let these fools cook, bro. Let them cook. It looks like they're doing something different. I still am very reserved on my opinion
Yeah.
of how this is going to turn out. But at the end of last year, I specifically said, I'll believe it when
When
I
I see
see
it.
it.
Yep. That's what we all
And
said.
right now, I'm hearing a lot of things, but I'm not quite seeing what
I
I'm looking
mean,
for.
we are seeing some moves being made that aren't typical of the Cowboys. I know
Right,
that what was a couple months ago where we got picked up a couple of free agents
right.
that were sitting out there. So
Linebacker,
that's not,
defensive
yeah,
tackle.
that's not very common. That's not something that we see every single year. So there are, I think, moves are being made, but they're being made quietly on the low,
Let them cook.
and I'm very interested to see. Let's just put it this way: I'm very intrigued right now,
Yeah,
especially the way that they're talking, especially the moves that they're making. It's like it's keeping me like, okay, what the hell is going on right now? Jerry, again, you just finished mentioning that Jerry's always never been this quiet, never been this quiet
right,
before.
right,
You know, the Cowboys as an organization, as an overall, has never been this quiet before.
right,
So, and the only noise that we got was the little spout or feud between Tank and fucking Micah. That's the
right,
only thing that's been in the news, really.
right.
So you haven't really heard
But
much.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, this is different. It's just got a
Exactly.
different feel right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's what has me optimistic, somewhat, a little bit excited. Now I'm not gonna shoot my wad here because we can
We're
go to
going to the
the
Super Bowl.
draft. We
We're
can go
going
to
to
the
the Super
draft
Bowl.
and just fuck it all up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll do that in a heartbeat.
Would it surprise you if we did, like we talked about before on the podcast? Would it surprise you if we did trade up for a higher pick in the first round?
I mean, it would surprise me because we're not aggressive like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if we do something like that, hey, I'm like, Schottenheimer's got to be in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Jerry's got to be all in. We convinced Steven somehow, and they're going in with a mindset of we're gonna do whatever we got to do to turn this sinking ship around,
Mm-hmm.
get everybody back on board, and show that we're really all in this year,
Yeah.
or at least more invested than we were last year. Because last year was a shit show, and it showed that we were not serious.
Yeah.
Last year was like a bye year for us. Like
Pretty
we just
much.
knew we were gonna be bad. Then Dad got hurt, and it just really all went to hell. So,
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
but I'm excited for this, man. We just wanted to get with you guys and just kind of cover some of this unusual Jerry talk that we don't normally hear.
Unusual cowboy news altogether. Let's just be
Absolutely, it's
honest.
been a
Let's just
weird
be
off
honest. Yeah.
season, and maybe these Cowboys are playing chess, bro. We ain't playing checkers no more.
Yeah. We'll
Maybe
see.
we're a couple moves ahead. We don't know, but we'll find out. The draft will tell us a lot. These next
Hmm.
couple weeks will tell us a lot. And we'll see what these Cowboys end up doing. Right
Yeah.
now is FAFO
Yeah.
as far as the Cowboys go. So
Yeah.
We're gonna
Fuck
find
around
out.
and find out. Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
We gonna find out real quick.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we do want to thank you all for taking the
Thank
time to
you.
watch this
Thank
video.
you.
We ask that you please remember to continue to like, comment, subscribe on this thing. And until we see you guys in the next one, peace.
Peace.